Folks, in case you missed it, we have gotten the announcement for Season 3 of Street Fighter 6 DLC. In case you didn't see this really crazy trailer with Kenny Omega dressing up as all the characters. But at the end here, when we got the full reveal of all of them, I feel like there's one character amongst these four that has gotten kind of a mixed reception. And that is, of course, Ingrid. You know, we've got a Street Fighter 2 character, a Street Fighter 3 character, a Street Fighter 4 character, and then Ingrid, who is not really from Street Fighter at all. So I wanted to talk about why I feel like Ingrid has a reputation of kind of being a black sheep, a character that a lot of the old school players, especially in the FGC, really do not care for or think she might not fit in Street Fighter 6. So why is that? We're going to discuss all the reasons why certain Street Fighter players strongly dislike Ingrid. But first, do you feel tired during the day? Falling asleep on the job? Trouble keeping your eyes open? Well, today's sponsor, Titan, is here to help. Titan makes mattresses that are designed to be comfortable, supportive, and durable to help you get a better night's sleep. Titan mattresses are designed, assembled, and shipped from their Arizona factory, so there's no middleman driving up the price. They're high quality you can feel without the high price tag. I've had my Titan mattress for about 3 months now, and it's the bed that I sleep on every single night, and honestly, I don't think I could ever go back. It's seriously so comfortable and supportive, and as soon as I get in bed every night, it's like this sense of relief washes over me. I honestly think I've started to fall asleep faster than before, and my sleep quality feels really good. It's also super supportive. No matter your body type, Titan mattresses are made with a mix of heavy-duty coils and high-quality foam that feels really luxurious and supportive to sleep on. The model of mattress I went with is the Titan Plus Elite, and I'm glad I did. It has this cooling layer with cooling fibers infused on top that help you stay the perfect temperature, even if you're like me and you like to pile like 100 blankets on top at night. Titan mattresses are also super convenient. You can shop and order online. It comes shipped to you in a compact box. It's just ready to go. Just unroll it and set it up. It takes no time at all. And if you live in the US, there is free shipping as well. All Titan mattresses come with a limited lifetime warranty and a 120-night sleep trial, so you can make sure that your Titan mattress is right for you. I can't tell you how much I love my Titan mattress, and I think you would too. So if you want something supportive that actually holds up, check out Titan Mattress. Go to titanmattress.com or use the QR code of the link down below. Use coupon code jmcrofts to get 30% off your order. Once again, that's titanmattress.com and use code jmcrofts for 30% off your order. So thank you guys for using that link, and thank you to Titan Mattress for sponsoring this video. Okay, so reason number one is gonna be the game that she debuted in, Capcom Fighting Evolution, is just not a good game, okay? So like I said, Ingrid is not really a Street Fighter character in the technical sense. Originally, she was going to be in a game called Capcom Fighting All-Stars, which actually got canceled. There is some footage of Ingrid in that game out there, but yeah, we never really got the full game. Instead, we got Capcom Fighting Evolution, which is a crossover game, and Ingrid was playable in that. And not only is this game generally very disliked, I made a whole video about it. Yeah, this game is considered, I would say, one of the worst Capcom kind of mainline, big deal fighting games. It has really bad graphics. Some of the characters feel really incomplete. The gameplay feels super clunky. And not only that, Ingrid is not even like a good character in this. She is usually considered in the lower half of the tier list. She has a bunch of weird things, like her fireballs all go up, right? So you would think she would have like some horizontal range on her fireballs, but no, she has this one that like barely goes forward. Short characters can duck under it, and then her other ones just go up at an angle, which is really not good for most matchups. She relies a lot on landing counters, which, it can be kind of good, because if you actually land it, you do get a combo off it, which is quite nice, but it's just very high risk to have to go for these, and you do have to guess high-low. Both versions lose to grab. They have a lot of punishable recovery. So overall, I think a counter-oriented game plan just really didn't work out for her. Her combos are also very weak. This is basically like her bread and butter. Like, that's it. Does very little damage. She can do this as well, but yeah, overall, she doesn't have good combos. She has a couple decent, like, long-range-ish moves, but just no damage. And yeah, she has some nice air moves, but the hitboxes on these can be really jank. A lot of times you're going to be unsafe on block. A lot of times they just whiff over the opponent's head. So, yeah, this game, not a beloved game. In fact, a generally hated game. And this is basically the only game that you can play as Ingrid asterisk for the most part. There actually is one other game where you can play as her, technically, and it's Alpha 3 Max, which is the PlayStation Portable only version of Alpha 3. So yeah, only on portable, which is a little bit awkward. And this kind of brings me into another reason why I feel like people strongly dislike Ingrid, which is her lore. What little of it exists is a little bit strange. So first of all, they rarely ever explain much about Ingrid at all, who she is, what she's doing in these games, which I guess makes sense because she is kind of a crossover character. She's not a native Street Fighter character. But basically what you find out when you beat the game is that she is a super-powered time traveler. So she travels across different time periods. At the end of the game, she goes to the future to go fight Ryu with the Satsui no Hado. She goes to 21X. Yeah, kind of crazy. I feel like a time traveler in a Street Fighter game is a little bit weird. And overall, I think people see her as a little bit like overpowered. Like, you know, she has like godlike powers. She can time travel. Here in Project X Zone 2, you know, again, they don't explain her backstory. Yeah, her complicated backstory that totally exists for real. They don't really explain it, but she has the power to send people into different points in time and get them back where they belong. So she feels very powerful and like very... I don't really know how to describe it. Like, you know, she's just too powerful for the Street Fighter universe, perhaps. And that brings me to the next reason I see a lot of people say that they don't like Ingrid, and that is because she feels pretty out of place for a Street Fighter game. At least so they say. She kind of seems like she would belong more in a KOF game, right? Characters tend to be a little more anime, a little more magical, super powered in SNK games. Like, here we have Athena. She can also throw orbs. She also has, you know, psychic powers. She has, you know, these barriers. Many people say that Ingrid is very derivative of Athena, or that just in general, she feels like she's been inspired more by SNK characters than by Capcom characters. And, you know, Street Fighter, yeah, sure, people can throw fireballs. They have magic powers, but, you know, it's a little bit more down to earth and grounded. These are martial artists. At the end of the day, this is a street fight, guys. This isn't a super magical girl Sailor Moon fight, right? Well, I don't actually know. I feel like that might not really be true for Street Fighter anymore the way it was back in the Street Fighter 2 era. Like, here we have another character who many people at the time said felt more at home in an SNK game than in a Capcom game, and that's C. Viper. I haven't seen anybody upset at all about C. Viper coming back. I think for the most part, people are very excited to see her again. But this was definitely a criticism levied against her back in the day, was that, you know, she's too crazy, she's too anime. Her outfit, she looks like K-Dash. She does not look like a Street Fighter character, nor does she really play like one. She has, you know, super jump cancels and like feinting combos and stuff. So yeah, Viper is a really crazy character who at the time, I think, felt back in 2009 or 2008 that, yeah, she didn't really feel like a Street Fighter character either. But now we've come around and we all kind of love Viper now, at least so it seems. And let's not forget about Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. I mean, we got 12, who is like a crazy transforming blob man, and he also has an air dash, which is not very Street Fighter. So, yeah, I feel like the ship has sailed to a degree when it comes to characters like not feeling like Street Fighter characters. I don't really feel like that works anymore. What is a Street Fighter character anymore when we have characters like this? And overall, I would say Street Fighter 6 has done a very good job rehabilitating characters, you know? Like Ed, for example, I would say was overall a fairly disliked character, or at least a character that people considered to be very forgettable in Street Fighter 5. But now in Street Fighter 6, you know, they gave him new special move inputs. They made him more of like a boxing type character. You know, he doesn't actually have kicks anymore. He has crazy new combos with his level 2 super. So yeah, I think Ed is actually pretty beloved now, and he got a really cool redesign. And same thing with DJ. You know, DJ was one of the least played characters in Street Fighter 4, partially because he was one of the worst characters in the game, but yeah, I think a lot of people always thought of him as like Guile number 2. You know, he's the other like Sonic Boom character with a upward kick, but they did so much to make DJ cool in this game. He has like the sway. He's got this new level 2, which has like a mini game built in where you got to hit the buttons with perfect timing. Yeah, I think people really like DJ now, which is something that I would not have expected after basically never seeing anyone pick him in Street Fighter 4. So what could they do to rework Ingrid in Street Fighter 6? Well, first of all, I think they need to change her fireballs. Her fireballs just do not feel good to use. Like, I can kind of see an idea here where maybe you could, like, knock them down, throw out a fireball, and then when they block the fireball and wake up, you go pressure them. But it just doesn't really work because her fireballs are, like, duckable by so many characters that they only go up at this angle. Yeah, like, they stay out on screen for a decent amount of time, but it's not that useful when they only go up into the air. So I think that's the #1 thing I would change. Like, if she could be, like, a knockdown, mix-up Okizeme character, you put the fireball out, you start mixing them, I think that could be really cool, but yeah, it doesn't really work right now. Also, she really, really needs more special moves, okay? She only has fireball, counter, and the kicks. That's literally it. So essentially 3 special moves, 4 if you count high and low counter as different things, but I don't really. So her move set, her kit feels very, very limited, and she definitely needs more to work with. I think she should get 2 new special moves. I could even see her giving her like a new mechanic where she has to power herself up, you know, since she has essentially the Psycho Drive. That's like her superpower. She has what M. Bison uses to power his Psycho Drive in Street Fighter Alpha. She has that like in her magical glyphs, so maybe it's like you have to land the glyphs, and for each one you land, it powers up her moves or it powers up her super. I think that could be cool. Just an idea. But yeah, overall, I think the bones are there for them to make her into an interesting character. You know, she could be like a poking style character. She has some good range on a lot of her moves. Maybe she can go for, you know, mix-ups by forcing the opponent to block her fireball on wake up. Plus, she would have a counter mixed in that she can combo off of. I think that is a basic recipe for a fun and interesting to play character. But yeah, playing her in Capcom Fighting Jam, you know, it's just not there just because the game plays so poorly. But I think that they could do her justice in Street Fighter 6. But what do you guys think? Are you excited for Ingrid, or which characters in Season 3 are you most excited for? Are you scared of her? Like Kenny Omega is? I wouldn't blame you. Oh my god. But yeah, as you can see, she does have kind of a new design, so I want to know what her new gameplay design is going to be as well, but we're going to have to wait a little bit. Sagat is coming first, so I'll be looking forward to that, and I appreciate you guys for sticking it out and watching through this whole video. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.